Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is the first video in our new series of tutorials about how to use the myRanch app. Today we're going to start with how to access myRanch and setting up your app preferences. So first things first. The myRanch app works with most Android and iOS devices, and it also works with most popular internet browsers, and that's how you'll use it from your PC or laptop. Be sure to bookmark the URL. If you already have a myRanch account, enter your username and password on the login screen. If this is your first time logging into myRanch, refer to the email you received from activations@ranchsystems.com. This email has your username and temporary password. If you're unable to log in for some reason or don't yet have a myRanch account, use the on-screen links to either reset your account password or contact our sales and support team for more help. The first time you log into your account, you'll need to check to be sure the information in your user profile is correct. Set your password and set your app preferences. So use your login information you received in the email from activations@ranchsystems and sign in. And then the first thing we're going to do is go over and click on the profile menu option. The first thing we're going to do is check your info. So click there. We'll check to be sure that your name and email address and phone numbers are correct. If you wanted to make any changes, you can do that by clicking the edit icon next to each field. You can provide your address if you want to, but it's not necessary. The only requirements are your first name, last name, and email address. And we also strongly recommend having a phone number, and we'll show you that later. When you're finished, click Done. Next, we're going to change our password. So we'll enter our current password. And then in this example, I'm going to let the browser suggest a strong password for me. When you're finished, click Change Password, and we're all set. Next, we're going to set our app preferences. The first is the language that you would like to view myRanch in. As you can see, we support several different options. The start page is the first place you land when you log into the app. And for most people, this is going to be property zones or property dashboards, but there are several options available. The host is pretty much always going to be production. The only time you would ever change this is if you were participating in the beta testing of new features in myRanch, but otherwise you should always leave this set to production. The tooltip style refers to how the data points on the graphs are identified so that you can read the actual values from the graph. So first off, let's start with the crosshair with individual boxes to each data point. So as you can see with this option, each line of sensor data has its own pop-up with the sensor value at that point. And you'll see down at the bottom of the graph is the timestamp, the date and timestamp of the sensor reading. The next option is the crosshair with one box for all data points. Now in this example, you can see all of the sensor data points are in a single pop-up window with the date timestamp at the top. The next option is only one box or data point at a time. Now in this case, you only see the data point for the line of the data graph that you are highlighted or that you've moused over. Finally, the last option is no tooltips. And if you choose that setting, you will only see the data values, the last data values on the tiles here on the property zone. You won't see any tooltips when you hover over the data graph at all. Finally, we have your alert preferences. myRanch includes multiple predefined alerts such as property health and equipment status, as well as alerts that are defined specifically for your property such as frost alerts. When you subscribe to these, they'll be sent using the options you've selected. You just simply click to select, deselect as desired, and done. Now, one thing to note is that the app option is only visible when you're actually logged into the myRanch app, and that's up here. You would not see a notification on your device like you would when you, for example, receive an email or text message. Another thing to notice is these values here, there's no option to select this because there's no phone number. If you wanted to add an additional phone number, you would go back over to your info, add that phone number, and then when we go back into our preferences, now it's available to select. And last but not least, this alert button here, this is really just used for diagnostics information, and it's not something that you would set. So that concludes how to set up your myRanch profile. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.